Hello Aries, this is your December 2016 read. I'm going to do all of December at once. Life is getting pretty busy and I didn't want to miss chunks of time, so I'm just going to do all of December to make sure it works out. For the main read, I'm using the Tarot of the Moon Garden tarot deck. This is an old deck of mine, one of the first, not the first, but one of the first decks I've ever used. And it says Paintings by Karen Marie Schweikart. I hope you can read that in case you like this deck. I love this deck, I do. I haven't used it in the longest time, but I was like, you know what, why not just use it? Oh, and I'm sorry, the advice cards are the Angel Therapy Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I have a lot of her decks. I really do like her decks, so I use her decks a lot, so I'm going to keep using them. I don't know why we're hitting on 6 at the moment, but 6 seems to be important. So are we going to have another one of these reads? Maybe not. Okay. Alright, well this is how Sagittarius came out for the spread, so we'll do the same for you. Your overall grounding energy is the Queen of Staffs in this one. Staffs are a fire card. They definitely are. And it feels like a fire card this time, so that's good. Especially with that sunflower popping right out. Don't get caught up in the male-female. If you're a male or female, it's kind of reminiscent of how the energy is moving for you. And I feel like you have a lot of care and emotion. I feel like you're moving forward in a very inclusive, looking out for others type of way. A lot of beauty going on with this card. Okay, we might end up coming back to that because I feel like there is definitely like a feel of communication going on, active communication, which means I feel like you're the one who's initiating certain communications to get results, to get things moving, almost like let's go to the mall type feel, and then but like let's go now type feel. Yeah. Okay. In the middle here, which is actually seeming like the central part of this whole issue, I feel like you've given an offer of love, and there's a lot of love, which is interesting, because I feel like it's a lot of communication. I'm feeling a lot of communication again, and I feel like you've got a lot of love to give, and we're going to start with single, I guess. In some senses, this is... Let's go with single, because whenever this comes up when it's relationship-oriented, I try to do both singles and couples. If it's not coming up about a definite relationship, I just let the information flow through and let you pick it or see how it adds up to your life personally, since there's so many people who watch these. I'm getting in this sense, if you're single, I feel like you've given an offer of love. Like you've made it quite clear that you like someone. Even if you haven't flat out said it, you're doing things that are showing it. And I feel like you're feeling that. The Ace of Cups is on the top, like you're really feeling it too. So if this reading is resonating with you, I feel like this is where we're going. This is what we're talking about in this situation. I also feel like even though you've put out that offer of love, it's not quite coming back to you. Like, I feel like you're waiting for a response, but you're also kind of not happy about it at the same time. You're kind of worried that it's not going to work out. Okay. Now, I'm kind of debating whether I keep going with single or flop over to couples, because it seems to be coming in both ways. I'm going to continue with singles for right now, because for singles, I feel like you put out this offer, and I don't feel like you're not happy with how the emotion is getting returned. Emotionally, you're kind of feeling like you're waiting, and it's not working out the way you want it to. I'm also seeing on the communication side that they're not really... I don't feel like they're communicating back. I don't feel like I feel like you put out this offer of love, and there's just no reply. I'm getting like... This feels like I'm concentrating on this woman here. Like, again, don't get caught up in the gender, but I feel like she's just not... replying right now, and she's either thinking about it or not sure if she wants to. I apologize for using the she, because it could be he too. They're just not responding. And I'm not sure if they're just like don't want to respond at all, or they're just thinking it over. For some of you, they're thinking it over. For others, they just don't want to respond. And I feel like that's also kind of leading into how things are working on your end. I feel like you're not really doing anything since you've already given that offer and you've shared. I feel like you've shared how you felt. At least you feel like you've shared how you felt. You've done some things that you feel like, hey, it could. How would you not know? I always try to read cards right side up because it's easier for people to follow. As always, though, if they insist on coming in upside down, I do keep them that way because there's really a reason they're coming in upside down. And when this King of Staves upside down is there, I feel like that's really saying inaction, stagnation, inaction. Like, what you want to do, you have a lot of possibilities of what you want to do, but you're not doing anything. Because you're like, I'm not getting anything back from this situation, and I don't know if it's all for nothing, or if I'm just barking up the wrong tree. I feel like you really, really, really want this person. And you're just part of the reason you're holding back is because you're afraid that if you push, it'll just be a no, and that if you push too hard, it might be a no when it doesn't have to be a no. Okay, so that's the singles part. For couples, I'm getting a lot like the other person is very preoccupied. I'm not getting other people in the mix or anything like that. I feel like the other person's preoccupied and they're just kind of off on their own, and you want to do more with them. You're trying to spend more time with them. You've even like done things recently to like remind them, whether it's like had dinner with them, initiated dinner, got them a gift or something like that. I feel like you've initiated something to show how much you care and that you love them and you want to do things with them. And I also am getting like the mirrored feeling like it's not coming back the way you want it to. I feel like if you want to go out to dinner and a movie, they're reciprocating. Well, they're not really reciprocating, but they're kind of like, it's kind of like you end up eating dinner at home and that's that. Or you have dinner at home and you maybe watch a TV show together. And it's just like, but then again, and even if that's what's happening, while you're watching the TV show, they're preoccupied doing reading a book or doing something business related. Like, they're not giving you the attention you want. And you're kind of like, it bothers you. You're like, why aren't you spending more time with me? Like, why aren't you, I know you're physically here, but why aren't you mentally with me too? This is also, I feel like you're just not really pushing the situation, because I feel like they're kind of pushing you, that they're kind of giving you the impression, at least, that they're very busy and they just don't have time to right now. So I feel like you're kind of backing off for that reason. I feel like you could get them to spend more time. You could be a little more insistent, but you're being a little more understanding than you want to be, but you are being understanding. It's just not feeling right. You're just like, I should have more attention to this part. All right, so that's the couple side. I'm not seeing like any big problems. I'm just seeing like you're sharing your love, trying to get some attention, but trying to give attention. It's not like I don't feel like it's like unwarranted or selfish. I don't feel like it's that. I feel like it's just like, you want some time with your partner and they're just not focused on you like I feel like they usually would, or it's just how you would prefer they would be. I just feel like they're preoccupied with other things. And we have two cards. Okay. For the timeline part, I'm going to do some other cards here in a minute. When you go into this month, it's kind of Five of Cups, which means not having everything you want and being kind of bothered that it's not working out exactly the way you want it to. When I'm seeing the Sun card here, I do feel you get some attention, but it's just not the way you want it to. Again, I'm getting like, whether you're single or you're coupled, the attention you're getting from the object of your desire, object of your affection, if you will, is just like, it's not where you want it to be. You are spending some time with them, but it's not going, you want more. You want to be more cemented. If you're single, it's just not showing you that you're actually going to be with that person. And if you're coupled, it's just not to the level of intimacy that you're needing right now. But I feel like you're definitely like showing that love. I got the Queen of Cups here. That's the Queen of Cups. And I really feel like you're showing that love. And you're getting some attention. It's not like you're completely not getting any. It's just that If you're coupled, it's just you're not getting the level you want. And if you're single, it's like things are continuing on the friend path, or it's just not going to the level you're looking for it to. But you're definitely having some time with this person. I know I kind of flip-flopped those, and I apologize for that. It kind of came out that way. The Queen of Swords was in the out part, and I just feel like she's kind of worried, like, where are things going? And as you leave this month, you're kind of like, why? Like, no matter which side you're on, you're worried about where things are going. Okay. Alright. Do we get any more cards for this? No. At the end of the month, I do feel like you're worried, but I'm feeling like the card that came up on this deck, and I've been getting this card a lot. There's a lot of cards in this deck, but this one likes to pop up. And I got this, I think I got this at the end of a couple readings for a couple of the water signs, if not all three, but I think at least two of them. Which, this basically, the God box means when something's not working out and you're really getting worried about it, if you're a person that prays, you can definitely pray. If you're, basically what it says is take any thoughts and feelings, you know, meditate and feel on it, and just like mentally write them down, like see yourself writing them down, or see yourself putting that energy into an object and putting it into this box and handing it over to the universe, angels, whatever deity works for you, however that works for you. Basically, give it over to a higher power. That's basically what it's saying. The worries part. And just in the sense of, like, I think what it's kind of saying here is, like, worries can make worse, but letting it go and just kind of going with the flow. Like, I feel like at this time, things are busy around you, and they don't have to be too hectic, but it's basically, some things are out of your control in this situation. I think that's another thing we're touching on here. Some things are out of your control, and it's just, like, have faith that things are going to work out the way they need to, but to, like, release your stress, reduce your stress. Like, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll see myself writing it down on a piece of paper, and then I'll see myself putting it in this box and then handing it over to an angel to take it to be cared for and solved, and then or brought back to me at a later date when I can handle it. Like, it's not like completely forgetting about it, it's just like releasing it for now, so when it comes back to you, it comes back with a fresh perspective and with more information, so you can handle it successfully. Because a lot of times I don't like it to sound like, you know, it's just like, oh, forget about it, don't worry about it. I don't want it to be like that, because that's not kind of what I'm feeling with this. It's more about, like, releasing it to a higher power for now, and letting yourself breathe, and then when it comes back around with better information, you'll have a stronger viewpoint and have a more positive outlook on how to handle it. So instead of worry, you'll feel better about it. I do feel like this situation just needs a few, maybe months, some of you maybe weeks, but I'm kind of pushing towards months to kind of relax. I feel like the winter time, if you're in an area where it's winter time, it's just causing a certain effect. If you're in an area where it's summertime, I'm jealous, but also there's things just going on that are just causing things to be a little not the way you'd want them to be for whatever. There's a situation, like there's something going on with your object of affection. I just like to use object of affection because that way it's non-defining about the other person. I'm not getting like I don't feel like there's any challenge to your position. I just feel like it needs some time to sort out, and I feel like and it could be a couple weeks, but I'm feeling months. I'm feeling more months to just kind of smooth out and then come back around, and I feel like things will start going better. Okay. Anything else? I feel like this is basically what it was about. Yeah. There's things going on in the other person's life. And they might be sharing it with you on a... If you're single, they might not be sharing it with you very much, but a little bit. And if you're coupled, I feel like they're telling you, but they're not giving you the intensity of the situation. So you may know that there's something going on with them, but they're not telling you how draining it is for them. They're like either playing it down for their own sense, or they're just trying to make it better than it actually is. And that's the situation that you know about, but you're not realizing how draining it is for them, is what we're pulling on there. Okay. All right. As always, I love the comments. I do my best to get back to them. I've been pretty good the last 3 or 4 days, but sometimes it goes weeks before I can go back to them. If you would like a reading from me personally, jamesforastral@gmail.com is my email. Just go ahead and shoot me an email. Again, that's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.